You bet. Joining me now is Congressman Joseph Crowley of New York. He's a member of the House Ways and Means Committee. Joe, good to have you on tonight.
Thanks, Ed. Good to be on your show.
Thank you. Bet. You bet. House Ways and Means Committee. Now, you guys are going to have to figure out how to pay for this over on the House side. The president today was very clear. Over $250,000 a year, money's got to come from somewhere. Is that going to fly into Congress?
Well, that's already the bill that we passed out of the Ways and Means Committee. In fact, let me clarify that. The bill that we passed out of the Ways and Means Committee is $250,000 AGI, adjusted gross income. That means every dollar over $250,000 will face the surcharge of 2% and graduate higher as you go towards $1 million. But we've already gone beyond that.
Well, the president had to address that today.
Well,
kids stood up and asked him, okay, how are we going to pay for this reform? I mean, today it seemed like the president went out to debunk all the right-wing bullet points that have been out there, putting the fear in the hearts and minds of Americans.
I think he's done a great job as well. In fact, we've been talking about even raising that threshold. So if anyone has a problem with someone making $250,000 adjusted gross income, probably it's going to be $500,000 more done. This is the very, very, very wealthy in our country. It's not people, the middle class, or struggling to be in the middle class, or those who hope to at one point attain a higher income.
Are you surprised at the demeanor of people at these town hall meetings? We haven't seen tape like this, events like this in 20, 30, 40 years in this country. I mean, you got to go back to the Vietnam War to see this kind of public passion that's been out there.
Yeah. Well, you know, I live in a walking town hall in my district. You know, when I see people on the streets, they let me know how they feel. But it's done with respect and mutual respect. I have tremendous respect for my constituency, and they have for me. And I think that's, regardless of party, and that's what's missing right now in this debate. It's not about having a discourse. It's about shutting down meetings. It's about being disruptive. And that is outside the American tradition of town halls.
Okay, are they having an effect?
I think that they are having an effect, and that people are looking at this and saying, well, what am I missing about this? What don't I know about these issues? What they're in effect doing is they're clouding the issue. There's a din out there. We can't hear through it, but I think eventually people are going to get the facts. They're going to know what the health care plan is that the House and the Senate are working on and that the president promised. And that is to make sure, as Jean Shaheen said before, people who have pre-existing conditions will not be discriminated against. People who can't get insurance now will get the insurance. And quite frankly, the 45 million people who don't have insurance today, they get health care, except those of us with insurance are paying for it.
Are you winning the argument with the American people?
I think eventually
we are on the upside.
I think we're on the upside, and we're going to win this because if status quo can't stay, we have to do something.
Congressman, good to have you with us tonight.
Great to be with you, Ed. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Coming up, one health care